To say last weekend was an embarrassment would be an understatement. The Gamecocks got absolutely blown out and dominated by Vanderbilt. And yes, you can say this is not your typical Vanderbilt team, but at the end of the day, there's no sugarcoating it. You got embarrassed at home at night in front of a sold-out crowd. Like every opening drive for South Carolina this season, this one started out pretty good with a nice big completion to Jordan Dingle, who took it for a big gain. And then Rasul Fajan does Rasul Fajan things. He runs it in for 6 and ties the game. The Gamecocks then get the ball back in their next possession and starting pretty promising as well. The offense was doing their job. Everything was going well. And then, yeah, that happened. What looked like a promising drive for South Carolina ended in an interception. Oh, but wait, another chance. Maybe we could do something. Yeah, never mind. Should have saw that coming. And then right on cue, Vanderbilt goes right down the field and scores a touchdown to take the lead. It's already not a good position to be in. You're down at halftime against Vanderbilt and your offense really hasn't been able to do much since the first 2 drives. But then, a nightmare situation unfolded. Lenore Sellers got injured. The Gamecock star quarterback will be out for the rest of the game. And to add insult to injury, the refs had a big-time screw-up drive here, blowing a play dead that would have certainly resulted for 6 to look at something they should have looked at before the play was even snapped. Seriously, what are we doing? And it all went down from here. South Carolina just could not stop Vandy all game long. Their secondary got exposed, and their offense, without Lenore Sellers, really couldn't do much. And don't get me wrong, losing Lenore Sellers definitely hurt this football team. He's a big part of this offense. However, I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not so sure we would have won even with him in, because we couldn't stop Vandy all night long. The rest is history. Vanderbilt snaps a 16-year losing skid to South Carolina, and Theo Vaughn gets a date with Diego Pavia's mom. A miserable night for the Gamecocks, but now we shake it off and we look to our next opponent, hoping to bounce back. The Gamecocks have to go against the number 23 Missouri Tigers at night in Como. The battle for the Mayor's Cup. The battle for the real Columbia. Last year's game was an epic battle that came down to the very last drive. Missouri scored right there. A lot of Gamecock fans felt deja vu. Another year of losing to Missouri. But then,
plays downfield. Got a small defender on him. Shovel pass. Sanders. Sanders dances the
a finish that will be long remembered in Columbia. A crowd so loud it set off earthquake sensors in Columbia. It was a truly incredible game, but this year it will be another challenge for the Gamecocks. Missouri has been playing some really good football lately, y'all. Say whatever you want about the competition they face outside of Kansas, but you can't deny they are looking really, really good. Missouri ranks number 4 in total offense so far. They're doing some really nice things on the offensive side of the ball. They destroyed, of course, the 2 cupcakes they played, and they even torched the hell out of a suspect Kansas defense. Missouri has 2 big threats in running the football. Ahmad Hardy, who has been absolutely terrific so far. He's got 462 yards, and we're just going into week 4. Jamal Roberts is a big-time threat as well. He's looked terrific. Not only can he be a dangerous running back for Missouri, but he can be dangerous in the passing game as well. This combo can be dynamic for Missouri this season. And quarterback Pribula has been playing out of his mind as well. He's been hitting deep balls, and he can even be a very dangerous running threat. Look at those legs go. Look at him go. He is gone, folks. He is gone. Wide receiver Kevin Coleman is also one I'm very worried about. He is extremely good. And he's on a mission this year, and I think he's going to tear it up in Missouri. To put it plainly, this South Carolina defense will have to play much better against this Missouri offense than they did against Vanderbilt. Last weekend, the defense struggled to stop Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt. If you can't stop Pribula in this Missouri offense, it could be a long night. Stopping the run and the DBs limiting explosive plays in the passing game will be key for South Carolina to be able to shut down Missouri's offense. However, if I'm being honest, I think Missouri's offense is extremely good. And if you can't stop them, especially with your offensive woes, it could be trouble in Como. Again, say what you want about the competition Missouri has played, and I'll agree, outside of Kansas, it hasn't been well. And I'm still not so sure what Kansas is this year. But we try to rob Mizzou out of respect every single year. They're a team that no matter what they've done, they just seem underappreciated and underlooked every single year, and they end up winning 10 games.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to put Missouri up on a pedestal. We're going to learn a lot about them in the next few weeks. But what I'm saying is, give them their respect. They look pretty good. Because not everyone can handle these type of teams. They're the only team in the country right now that's top 5 in total offense and defense. They're good on both sides of the ball. And I know South Carolina just got done doing the clownery they did last weekend, but you have to understand as well, they were without their starting quarterback, and until he got hurt, they were in that game against Vandy. And things are trending in the direction of Lenore Sellers playing this weekend. And that is critical for this football team, and I hope he truly is 100%. To me, both teams have an opportunity here. Missouri to get more respect and prove they can be for real, and for South Carolina to get back on track and prove that their season is not done yet. The South Carolina offense has struggled woefully this year, ranking last to close to last in almost every offensive statistic. Fans are starting to get very frustrated with Mike Shula. And I agree that he needs to do some things different, and he needs to let sellers be sellers. And no, Shane, it is not a fan conspiracy. The offensive line has got to do their job. We've seen what this offense can do when the offensive line actually blocks. And there were some times last weekend where they were blocking, but they got to be consistent. On this deep ball to Nick Harbor against Virginia Tech, the line blocked pretty well. We even saw some running lanes open up for our running backs like Rasul Fajon, who was able to actually run the ball in a couple drives. The way your offensive line plays can impact the entire football team. You've got to give Lenore's time to make plays like this, because he can and he will. And for South Carolina to win this game on Saturday, they're going to have to make plays like this. Another big key to the game for me will be to get pressure on Pribula. Despite the secondary concerning me to death for this game, our defensive line is fantastic in my opinion. Not to mention you'll have one of the best players in college football, Dylan Stewart, playing for you. If he can get through the line, you're going down. Simple as that. South Carolina will have to put pressure on Pribula and disrupt this Missouri offense. Because like I said, I truly believe that they are dangerous. If this secondary makes the same mistakes as we saw last weekend, it could be a rough night in Como. With that being said, it is now time for me to give my prediction for this game. They're doubting you, Carolina. What are you going to do? The entire nation has completely sold their hype on you because of what they've seen, not only last week, but a couple weeks prior to that. Your offensive numbers are last to next to last in the SEC. The spread for this game is now Missouri at 9.5. It was 13.5, but the line has come down a little bit, but still, you're a dog here. Everyone is doubting you here. Everyone's out on you, Carolina. What do you do? If there's one thing we know about Shane Beamer football teams, they respond when everyone is down on them. South Carolina was fantastic on the road last year, especially in the SEC. Their only loss on the road all year long last year was against Alabama by only 2 points. Can South Carolina carry that over? Is Missouri really as good as the numbers show, and are things really this bad for South Carolina? I love my football team to death, y'all, but I gotta be honest, I'm not feeling too good about this one. For those of you who question how much I love South Carolina just because I say that, I sat in the rain and the monsoon for this football team the entire time. I loved them that much. And yes, I did enjoy it. I just had to be honest with you guys. I am worried, even if South Carolina does start off good on another opening drive, I'm just worried about them being consistent. I am worried as well about this secondary against Missouri. I'm worried about them stopping the run against Hardy, who has been terrific this year. I'm hoping that I'm wrong, and I'm hoping that I'll be loving my life in front of the TV instead of hating it like I was last weekend. But I pick with my brain instead of my heart, and based on what I've seen from these two teams right now, it brings me no joy to do this, but I've got to pick Missouri to win this football game. Again, I'm hoping I'm wrong. In South Carolina, usually when everyone's doubting them, they play their best football. But right now, I just got to see some things from this offense first. I know they had a good couple drives, but they got to be consistent. And until I see them do it consistently, I don't think they win this game in Como. But again, I'm hoping that this team proves me and everyone else wrong and gets a big win in Como and leaves with a top 25 ranking. I will not be giving a score prediction, but I will say this. For my Gamecock fans, I do believe South Carolina covers the spread. I do think South Carolina shows up and plays a good game. But I think at the end, Missouri's offense will do a little bit more to win this football game. With that being said, my predictions don't matter. Y'all know whose predictions matter. It's time for Pet Picks. Cody is 2-1 on the season, and Amelia is at a perfect 3-0. But of course, that will be challenged. You guys know that my opinion does not matter, but theirs do. They are the 5-star ball knowers, and it's time to get their opinion on the game. And he goes with Missouri. Can't even blame you there, buddy. And Amelia is rolling with the South Carolina Gamecocks. That's my good girl. Alright, so both of the Pets picks are in. Cody picking Missouri and Amelia rolling with the underdog. Amelia's 3-0 in her picks, by the way, Gamecock fans, so do with that what you will. But anyways, I'm going to end the video here, y'all. I really appreciate you watching. This is a new style I'm doing for my videos. I've wanted to dabble in the highlight commentary realm for a long time, and I'm finally going to start doing it. I see big creators like Urinating Tree doing this, and I figured I'd dabble in this myself, and I'm hoping that you guys like it. But anyways, thank you all so much. Your boy, SCCFT, checking out. Go Gamecocks. Prove me wrong, y'all, and beat Missouri.